And check ahead if you're going to be heading to the airport today. Some of these government furloughs, Megan, could mean lengthy delays. But you're popping up to tell us about our weather, which sounds like it's going to be better finally.
I am. Yeah, we don't have to compound those furlough delays with actual weather delays today, which is the good news. But by tonight and tomorrow, kind of a different story because we expect showers and maybe even some thunderstorms about 24 hours from now. But for today,
We're going to get the latest on our traffic and weather together.
you know what? Today we're dry. Today we're going to see some sunshine and some nice temperatures and have an easy drive in and an easy drive home. But there are still flood warnings. So for many people around Chicagoland, even though it's not raining, this flooding is still continuing. Anybody in a green shaded county has a flood warning that is still up for river flooding. That's generally the problem right now. We're at minor flood stage in a few locations, but many still undergoing major flooding. We're talking about many of the area rivers, and that's going to be a trend that we have to continue watching because even though right now we have dry conditions, all that moisture to the north and west is going to filter in here coming into play tomorrow. And that's going to bring about maybe an additional inch of rainfall. So that added to what we already had, the issues already on the area rivers, and we have problems. Look at this, that we managed to hold that moisture off all the way through the day today, all the way through a good part of tonight until the...
Time now is 5:13 on your Monday morning. Traffic and weather together. Here's Megan.
Wow, we still have flooding continuing. So many locations, so many different rivers across the area, and we'll continue to keep you updated on that. But generally, what we're going to find out there is more rainfall tomorrow. That's just going to add moisture into what we already have. And even though the ground's not as saturated as it was, we got about 37 Minneapolis as well, 52 for Des Moines, 41 for Indy, and Columbus coming in at about 40 degrees. So we're fairly steady around the area temperature-wise. And for us, nice and dry, and that's going to be the way we roll today. The moisture is locked to the north and west. There's just enough dry air that will be able to stave off that rainfall for one more day. But Futurecast model is going to show you here as we go through the day, nothing happens. Look at this. We stay dry. We see a little bit of cloud cover, but not much. And then boom. So we start to make it into the overnight in the very early part of the day on Tuesday. That's when the rain begins, and it doesn't really stop through the day Tuesday. You can expect to need that umbrella on your Tuesday. Get the sump pumps working again because, like I said, we're saturated already. Rainfall estimates are not looking all that impressive to me until about 5 a.m. Tuesday morning. That means we spend the entire day today nice and dry, but by 5 a.m., so about 24 hours from now, we start to accumulate a bit of moisture out west, and then that begins to filter in to the rest of the area by later on. So even though today is mostly sunny and fairly mild, about 64 degrees, it's going to be beautiful out there. Well, if you live in Northwest Indiana and you were like me this morning wondering about our good old friend, the Bishop Ford, it's open, but we have more problems coming into play weather-wise tomorrow, which we got to talk about, and we'll do that.
Together this half hour, starting with Megan. And
yes, flooding does continue, and in fact, look at this big old stack of papers, Dee. These are all the area rivers that are flooding, and the list really literally just keeps going on and on. I'm going to talk about that, but I want to get you out the door this morning, just in case you don't live near a river. You still need to know what you can expect this morning, and what we have basically is a dry scene out there. Radar picture is going to...
Megan's got the latest on these river conditions, and it is unbelievable for all those poor people.
Oh, it just keeps going, and the problem is that we have rain on tap for tomorrow as well. So if you're in Algonquin at the Fox River, if you're in Des Plaines in Lincolnshire or Riverside, here, these areas shaded in the red, the dots that are red there, still major flood stage on the rivers. Bolingbrook and Plainfield near the DuPage River, you'll be glad to know that's looking a little bit better. Now we're to minor flooding there. If you're along the Fox River in Montgomery, you guys are at moderate flooding. But again, remember Algonquin, that's still major flooding along the Fox River. Des Plaines River near Gurnee is now moderate flooding as well. And the Chicago River and also the Little Cal over in Munster are now okay. But look at this map. It kind of shows you the expansive area that's covered, all the counties that touch a river that is in flood stage. And that goes as well for the Illinois River over by Morris and Ottawa. And it also goes for the Kankakee River that goes over into Indiana and then down into Kankakee. So we are really still dealing with it. And you know what? Though it's going to be dry today, that's what's coming for tomorrow. We're going to manage to hold it off, even though it looks like that rain is really pretty close to us.
Thank you for that, Susanna. Time now is 5:45. So I guess the question is it cresting now? Is it about to crest?
Here's the deal. We have several recording stations all scattered around the area for various rivers. We don't have a recording station at every single spot along the river. So I can tell you that a little bit down the way and a little bit to the north of that area, the river is cresting probably right now. So I would imagine that's something that will be fairly close in time frame. But we're still looking at the radar picture right now. We're nice to dry for the time being. You can see rain to the north and west of us, though, and that's basically something that's probably got a lot of you scared, thinking it's going to rain today. We're going to manage to hold that off for a day. We have just enough dry air pushing in here that this doesn't touch us until tomorrow. So that's our next chance of moisture coming into play. Let's talk commute, okay? For the city, no showers. You're good. You're fine. Northern burbs, sunshine around today as well. For the western suburbs, you've got dry roads out there this morning. And we've been talking about it all morning, maybe because it's a personal thing for me, but the Bishop Ford is open. So that was one of the longest closed expressways from, of course, all the flooding, and that one's open. Looking at temperatures out there right now that are in the 40s. Now, although we're dry at the moment, look at this. We're going to manage to hold that moisture off for the entire day today, but coming into tonight and tomorrow, boom, we get the moisture back in the picture, showers and storms.